Hi everyone, in today's video we will tell you about this saint. All the way from Sri Lanka, I'm talking about the life and the works of Saint Joseph Vaz in my new video. Joseph was born on April 21st, 1651 in Benaulim, Goa, India, to Christopher Vaz and Maria de Miranda. His parents were devoted Christians and instilled in young Joseph a great love for God and his people from his childhood. After his studies, he was ordained a priest. In 1676, he walked barefoot like a sannyasi and was known for his austere lifestyle, prayer, and self-denial. Therefore, he was much sought after as a priest, confessor, preacher, and friend. He loved the Blessed Virgin Mary so much that he offered himself as a slave of Mary, ready to do whatever her son Jesus wanted. It was around this time that he learned that for almost half a century, there was not a single Catholic priest in Sri Lanka, as the Catholics were banned and persecuted and priests expelled. Joseph requested his superiors to grant him permission to go to Sri Lanka, but he was sent instead to Kannada, or present-day Karnataka, where he built many new churches. A miracle occurred while Joseph was serving as parish priest of Our Lady of Mercy Church a few kilometers from Udaipur in Karnataka. Some people of another religion wanted to kill him and came in the night asking him to go with them to a sick parishioner. They took him to the top of a hill and tried to kill him. Joseph suddenly punched his stick to the ground, knelt down and prayed. Water gushed forth from hard rocks where Vaz knelt. The men ran away in fear. Later a shrine was built. In 1685, Joseph Vaz joined a community of priests who were seeking to live an ascetical life. He was elected superior and became the founder of the Institute of the Oratorian in India, but the plight of the Catholics in Sri Lanka still disturbed him. In 1686, he resigned from his post as superior and left for Sri Lanka. A young man named Jawao accompanied him disguised as coolies. They boarded the ship for Jaffna in the north of Sri Lanka. Reaching Jaffna, Joseph dressed as a beggar and went around searching for surviving Catholics. Having found them, he revealed his identity and organized secret meetings for prayer and instruction in the dead of nights. People kept him alert and warned him whenever there was danger and hid him in their houses. In 1692, Joseph went to King Bilmadharna Surya II to get a permission to establish the church in Kandy, but he was denounced instead by a Calvinist and thrown into prison. While in prison, he learned Sinhala and befriended everyone and set up a church dedicated to Our Lady in the prison grounds. When a serious drought occurred in 1696, the king asked the Buddhist monks to pray for rain, but nothing happened. So the king then turned to Joseph. Joseph erected an altar and a cross in the middle of the square facing the palace and began to pray. A heavy rain poured down. The king was so happy that he gave Joseph the freedom to preach the gospel in his kingdom. By 1696, Joseph got the backup of the Oratorian priests. So when an epidemic of smallpox broke out, these priests helped Joseph in caring for the sick, cooking meals for the abandoned, and burying the dead. This pleased the king even more, who thenceforth gave every help Joseph and his priests needed. After his death, the king's son followed his father's footsteps and continued to support Joseph and his priests. By the end of his life, Joseph had built 15 churches, 400 chapels with schools, dispensaries, and hospitals across the length and breadth of the island. When Joseph died on January 16, 1711, at the age of 59 years, a 3-day mourning was declared by the king. After a solemn funeral, his body was laid to rest in the church at Kandy. He was beatified by Pope John Paul II on January 21, 1995. Joseph Vaz was canonized by Pope Francis on January 14, 2015, only 19 years ago, in Colombo at Galway, Sri Lanka. He is now known as the Apostle of Sri Lanka and patron of the Archdiocese of Goa and Daman and Diu, India. His feast day is on January 16th.